Welcome, students. Let's continue our chapter Stars and the Solar System with the topic Unit of Measuring Distances. See, on the Earth, we normally express the large distances in the unit of kilometer. You guys know that. But the distance in the universe are so large that kilometer becomes an extremely small and inconvenient unit to express such large distances. For instance, various stars are almost millions of kilometers away. So, kilometer unit is not suitable to express the distances between the stars and other celestial objects. So, their scientists devised a new unit that is light year. So the distances between the various celestial objects like stars, planets, these distances are expressed in the unit of light year. What is light year? It's actually the distance traveled by light in 1 year. And we can calculate the value of 1 light year in kilometers by just multiplying the speed of light by the number of seconds in 1 year. See, you guys know that distance is speed into time, right? So if I have to find out the value of 1 light year in kilometers, that means I have to find out the distance. Light year is a unit of distance, okay? So that is speed of light. That's 3 into 10 raised to power 5 kilometer per second, okay? Into time. That means the number of seconds in 1 year. That is 365 into 24 into 60 into 60 seconds, right? And you will get the value of 1 light year equals to 9.46 into 10 raised to the power 12 kilometer. That means 1 light year is equal to 9.46 into 10 raised to power 12 kilometer. So see here, light year is an extremely big unit of distance, right? Students, remember one point here that no doubt year is the unit of time. But light year, it's not a unit of time. Light year is the unit of distance. In fact, in addition to light year, light minute is also used as a unit of distance in some cases. Now, if anyone asks you what is 1 light minute, so distance traveled by the light in just 1 minute, okay? Now, if I take the distance between the sun and the earth, it's about 150 million kilometers. So, and light from the sun takes about 8 minutes to reach the earth. Now, if I ask you what is the distance of sun from earth in light minutes, then the distance is 8 light minutes. Why 8 light minutes? Because light from sun takes 8 minutes to reach the earth. So the distance of sun from earth is 8 light minutes. Okay? So I can say that sun is about 8 light minutes away from earth because light takes 8 minutes to reach earth. Sunlight. Okay? Now let's come to another important topic, that's constellations. We see thousands of stars on a clear moonless night. Some of these stars are arranged in groups, in patterns, and these groups of stars appear to form some recognizable shapes, recognizable patterns. For example, one group of star suggests the outline of a big bear. Another group of stars reminds us of a hunter. You can see the different patterns formed by the group of stars here. And in constellation, all the stars always remain together. And due to this, shape of constellation always remains the same. And what happened? Our ancestors named these star groups or constellation after the objects which they seemed to resemble. About 88 constellations are known at present, and each constellation has been given a name signifying an animal, a human being, or some other object which it appears to resemble. So basically, constellations are the stars forming a group that has some recognizable shape. And all the constellations appear to move in the sky from east to west. Why? Because the earth, from where we view these constellations, we earth rotates on its axis from west to east, and it appears that constellations are moving in opposite direction, that is from east to west. Now students, let's talk about some important constellations. The first one, that is Ursa Major constellation. This Ursa Major constellation is one of the famous constellation which we can see in the night sky during summertime. In fact, in the early part of the night during summer season, we can see this constellation. And this constellation is also named as Big Dipper, Great Bear, or Big Bear, or Plo. And the Indian name of this constellation is Saptarishi. See, students, although Ursa Major constellation is a group of many stars, but seven of its stars are quite bright and can be seen easily. And the arrangement of main stars you can see here. This, in fact, this looks like a dipper, right? This looks like a ball with a handle. It also looks like a kite, right? So these are the seven major stars which are quite bright and they can be seen easily. And as per the ancestors, this constellation looks like the bear. You can see here this part forms the body of the bear, okay, and these stars form the tail of the bear, and head and paws of the bear are formed from some other faint stars which are not shown in the figure. Okay, see students, this is there's a lot of fertile imagination, and a lot of fertile imagination is required to make out some recognizable shape from a group of stars. Okay, so this is called Great Bear because its stars are arranged in such a way that they seem to form the outline of the body of a great bear. In fact, it also resembles a dipper, a bowl with a handle, which was used to drink water in olden days. It also resembles a big kite with a tail, or a big ladle, big spoon with cup-shaped bowl, right? In fact, a big question mark in the night sky. Okay. Now let's move to the another constellation, that is Ursa Minor constellation. This constellation is clearly seen in northern sky in the month of July and in summer season. Okay, it's also known as Little Dipper or Little Bear, and the Indian name is Lagu Saptarishi. See, students, this Ursa Minor constellation is also a group of seven stars, similar to that of Ursa Major. But however, the stars which present in Ursa Minor are closer and dimmer as compared to the stars of Ursa Major. In fact, they form an outline of a ladle or a kite. And you can see here it's similar to Ursa Major constellation, but here the stars are closer than that and dimmer. Okay, and one more important thing is here, that at the tail of this Ursa Minor constellation there's a star, and this star is of average brightness, is having average brightness, and this is called pole star. S- So we can locate pole star with the help of Ursa Minor constellation in the sky. Okay, now let's move to the another constellation, that is Orion constellation. Students, Orion is the one of the well-known and most impressive constellation in the night sky. Orion is also known as Hunter, Hunter constellation. Okay, There's a greater number of bright stars in Orion constellation than any other constellation. It's having greater number of bright stars, but here we are having we can say that Orion constellation consists of 7 or 8 bright stars and several faint stars. Okay, now you can see here this is an Orion constellation. Okay, with the help of 7 stars it's made, with the help of bright 7 stars. Okay, 7 or 8 stars, and the arrangement of stars you can see here, it resembles to a hunter. That is why it's called hunter constellation. It resembles a hunter in the kneeling position. Now you can see here the star here, this star, it represents the head of the hunter, and the stars which are present here and here. Okay, these are supposed to form the shoulder of the hunter, and the stars which are present here at the bottom, this star and this, these are imagined to form the feet of the hunter. And the 3 stars which are present here in the middle, this represents the belt of the hunter. And rest, the arms and weapons of the hunter are formed from some other faint stars. Okay, again a lot of fertile imagination is needed to make out the shape of a hunter from a group of stars in the night sky, right? So this constellation is visible in the sky during the winter season in late evenings. Now, students, one more important point is here, that is the star Sirius. This is the brightest star in the night sky, Sirius, okay? And it's located close to the Orion constellation. In fact, we can locate the position of Sirius star in the night sky with the help of this constellation, okay? Now, let's move to the another important constellation, that is Cassiopeia constellation. This is another prominent constellation in the northern sky. And this constellation consists of 5 main stars. You can see in the picture here. And these are arranged to form the shape of a distorted letter W, or you can say letter M. Now it's depends on the position whether you see this constellation from the upper side or the lower side. It looks like a distorted letter W or M, and it's thought to represent an ancient queen named Cassiopeia seated on a chair. And this constellation is visible during the winter in the early part of the night. So, students, this was all about the constellations. Hope you have understood all. Thank you.